swagger. What the fuck?
What's up, y'all? So in today's video, we're gonna be going to the muffler shop and trying to figure out what's going on with this rattle in my shit. And we're gonna officially find out what all has been done to my exhaust since when I purchased it. It was already modified. So you guys can see it's a little rainy today. I was gonna try and get out of the house earlier. Wasn't quite feeling it. And I did actually also want to show you guys what all I've done to the car up to this point. I do have some more mods on the way. I'm gonna have a couple updates for you guys on what's to come in the future. I think you guys are really gonna like it. As far as everything that's done now, it's not much. I'm not gonna pop the hood or anything. Just downpipe, tune, and TU fuel pump. As far as anything under the hood goes, pretty basic. Still making some good power right now. I'd say ballpark somewhere mid fours if I'm lucky. But as far as that goes, that's it for under the hood. Right now, on this side, we do have just a magnetic phone charger. Got kind of hardwired in. Wire's pretty hidden. I could certainly have it tucked off in the door like this right here. So whenever I shut it, the wire's more hidden. But it kind of just restricts the cable. It's not quite long enough, and I don't really mind having it show just a little bit, as long as it gives me that flexibility to just move the mount wherever I want to. We've got our Uniden R8 right here that we picked up about 2 weeks ago before we went to Beamer Invasion. I do have some footage of that, so if you guys do want to see that, let me know. My radar detector, I actually plugged it in down here at the cigarette lighter port, right down here. Not many people actually know that's down there. I didn't at first for a while. Okay, that's where I've got my magnetic charger plugged into. Just kind of got that ran into the dash and then comes out over here. But as far as that goes, I've got that plugged in down there. So if you have an F32 or a 440i, you do have a cigarette port under your dash, if you didn't know. We got this at Beamer Invasion as well, beamersonly.net, shout out then. And then we have a Vantrue N4 Pro for our dash cam. We got that hardwired in. If you guys want to see a more in-depth video on how I did that, I can definitely make one. So I just ran the cable up under my headliner all the way around the side of the sunroof and to the back. There you can see the little module to control it. And then we've got that coming out of the headliner for the rear camera. And then if I make a video on the hardwiring of the dash cam, I'll show you guys the fuse taps in the back. Lastly, we've got two 12s in the back that I installed myself. Yeah, we got the two 12s in the back. I put those in myself. I was having some trouble with them at first, just because I was being lazy, trying to take shortcuts with the installation, and wasn't feeling like it was necessary to take the liner out, and was trying to work in some really tight spacing, and it just wound up fucking me over in the long run. Kept having to like retry, because at first all I did was just use some T-taps to install the subs. Was having issues with those. It wasn't really giving a secure connection. So then I tried to use butt connectors. The spacing that I was working with was so tight that whenever I tried to get in there to crimp anything, it was just too tight of a space and I couldn't get in there. So I wound up having to just electrical tape it for the time being, and then I went back in, took the liner apart, and butt connected everything the proper way. Obviously soldering is the real proper way, but I'm not soldering that shit. Sorry about it. Still works great, sounds great. For the time being, there is this issue that I've had from the beginning, and I was originally thinking it was just a connection issue. Now that I've securely made the connections, I'm not sure what the issue is yet. I'm still troubleshooting, but there's something to do with, I would assume, power cut. Maybe it has something to do with the electric steering. Before, I was thinking it was something shifting in the back. I know I've talked to an actual audio professional, and he was saying that with the way that I had the wires secured previously, that if there was any contact amongst the wires, that's where I could be having my sound issues come from, where my subwoofers would cut off, but then they would cut back on eventually. Like if I made a right hand turn that was quite sharp, it would cut off, and it wouldn't cut back on until I made a left hand turn. And they were thinking maybe it was something to do with the wires touching, and then whenever I turned the other way, they separated, and that's when it would cut back on. Now that I've fixed the solution as far as securing the wires in the back, the problem is not as prominent, but it does still occur as to where my subwoofer will cut off. I don't know why it's doing that, but for the time being, it's on 80% of the time, 85, 90. It works good. It's just that 10%, 15%, sometimes it just cuts off, and I'm not sure why. I've had multiple other subwoofer installs that I've done. I installed the same subwoofer that I'm using now. I installed in my 2014 Nissan Altima, and then later installed in my 2017 Q50. Both of those hit incredibly hard and had zero issues cutting out. I really think it's just some Beamer shit, to be real with you. But I did talk to a guy when I was at Beamer Invasion, and he had the Alpha 1 sound system. Definitely considering going that route, Alpha 1, or I forget the name of the other one. I'll throw it up on screen if I remember. But yeah, see you guys when we get to the muffler shop, and we'll have an update when we get there. So as you guys can see, my new bumper did just come in yesterday. Just got it down here last night. Wanted to do a little reveal for you guys. We are doing an M4 front and rear conversion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.